So we are in Anuvaka number 7, mantra number 7. Namasrutyaya cha pathyaya cha. Sruti means a narrow path. Patha means a big wide highway. So one who is in very narrow paths where the best you can do is only walk in one file, one behind the other. And whereas in a patha, multi-lane highway, 6-7 lanes, the vehicles can move. So that is the physical. But here, metaphorically, what it means is, when you want to take very severe austerities, for example, we talked about tapas, we talked about severe yoga, or some of the practices that people like Aghoris, Kalamakas, and those people do. It's a very arduous and very narrow path, very difficult. It cannot be achieved by ordinary people. So that are people who take shortcuts. So the beauty of Rudradhyaya is, from the sublime to the ridiculous, everything is covered by the presence of Shiva. So this patha, we can take the Rajamarga. See, the Chakkani Rajamarga Mundaga Sandulo Duranela, as Tyagaraja says. What is this beautiful Rajamarga? This beautiful Rajamarga is what we call as the proper marga, Daiva Bhakti, Vedadhyayana, then Satya Dharma life, Panchamahayajna. These are all right royal roads. So he is approachable both by the narrow, difficult road and also by right royal roads. And we have already come across a beautiful mantra, Swasti Pantham Anucharema Surya Chandra Masaviva. So Swasti Pantham, Swasti means auspicious, Pantha means path. May we take the auspicious high road Pantha just like the moon and the sun. Is there any hesitation or shame for the moon and the sun when they move across the entire firmament? And nobody else actually can compete with them either in their beauty or their glory or their shining. So that kind of path may we take. So that is the purport of this. So in Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter also, you would have come across the Dakshina Ayana, path of Dakshina Ayana and Uttarayana. I think it is 24-25, verse number 24-25 in chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita. You can check. Mantra number 8 is Namah Katyaya cha Nipyaya cha. Kata, not Kannada Kata, but Kata. Kata means it's a small creek, water flowing in a small creek. Kutsitam atati jalam iti kataha. So this could also be used in human behavior. Kutsitam means in narrow, with attitudes of negativity, with attitudes of jealousy. A person who moves about in his life is a kata. So he is there in them also, katyayacha. Nipyayacha. Nipa means cascading waterfall. So it is also in the cascading waterfalls. Would you please mute your mic? We are getting a feedback. Then Anuvaka number 7, mantra number 9 is Namaha Sudhyayacha Sarasyayacha. Sudha means a pool, small pool. Saras means lake. That is also, Sudhya also means marshy place. Is also in marshy places. Pretty straightforward meanings in this. Namo Nadhyayacha Vaishantayacha. Water in a river is called Nadhya. Vaishanta means it's a small area which is dug up and then it gets filled with water because of rainfall or something. But there is a little better, different connotation for this in the Puranas. So the Puranas use this term to say the origin of the rivers are dug up by devatas themselves. Gods themselves will come and dig up a small hole and it gets filled with water, and it's going to be a constant, inexhaustible supply of water. So if any of you have seen origins of rivers, for example, the Talakaveri in Karnataka, it is only this much, that's all, just this much, and from that you can see what a river it will become eventually. Gangotri, Yamunotri, and Godavari in Maharashtra also. Maharashtra, Gujarat, probably Maharashtra. Nasik. No, by Nasik it has already become very big.
No, it's on Triambaka Hill that it started.
Triambaka Hill, okay. But we have not seen that. No. So the next mantra is Namaha Kupyayacha Vatyayacha. Kupa means well. And then Vata or Avata, see, where people actually dig up like a well, but they don't finish it. See, Kupa is a finished well. So in Kupa, actually, you build the embankments, and then if the well is embedded in the ground, you build steps to go down. So there is a structure to that. Whereas in water, there is no structure. Varshyayacha. Varsha means rainwater. Avarsyayacha. It has got water, but it is not filled by rainwater. What kind of water would that be? Water which is not filled by rainwater, oceans and seas. See, otherwise runoff water will go into some pits, right? But in the oceans, they are the givers of water and not the receivers of water. Now, they don't receive water for their existence. That's how we have to understand. Then Namo Meghyayacha Vidyutyayacha. Meghya means one who is in the rain-bearing cloud and one who is in lightning. Nama Idhriyayacha Atapyayacha. Idhra means purity. Idhram Nirmalatvena Dipyamanam. Like that you can do etymology. That means one who is shining because of his purity. So he is Idhra. Atapyayacha. Atapa means when there is sunshine with rain. So that is the Atapa. And then Namo Vatyayacha Reshmiyayacha. Vatya means when there is rain accompanied by winds. Because that's why he is Rudra, he comes howling. So that the classic example is when you have rain with a howling wind is a Vatya. Then Reshma means deluge, when rain is accompanied by hail and then sudden cloud bursts, and they are all Reshma. 16th mantra is Namo Vastavyayacha Vastupayacha. Vastavya, in fact we use this in Kannada also. Vastavya means all the wealth that you have in your household. Dhana, Kanaka, Vastu, Vahana, Ahara, Aishwarya, all of them together are Vastavyas. And then in the olden days, cattle. So now Vastupa means the piece of land which is meant for building a house. Not any piece of land is a Vastu land. Only such land which has been selected for living. So that is a Vastu. That's why we do Vastu Puja in Graha Pravesha. So if you look at all that we have studied so far, we have seen Shiva in fearful and terrible forms. We have seen in benevolent and graceful forms. We have seen him in mild, soft and gentle forms. He is so unfathomable. He is perplexing. And then there is no logic as to how he will manifest himself. Then who is this person? Who is this entity? Who is this Shiva? Unfortunately, at this point, at this juncture of the Rudradhyaya, we don't get an answer. So let us look at what in the Shiva Mahimna Stotra Pushpadanta says about this Shiva. Bahula Rajase Vishwot Vishwotpattau Bhavaya Namo Namaha. My salutations to this Shiva, who is known as Bhava, because you create the world by taking Rajas as the dominant quality. Then are you only Rajas? In the next line, Pushpadanta says, Prabala tamase tat samhare haraya namo namaha. My salutations to you as Hara, and then you destroy the whatever is created, taking tamas as the dominant quality. So are you a combination of sattva and then of rajas and tamas? No. Jana sukha krite sattvodriktau mrudaya namo namaha. My salutations to you with the name Mruda, because you maintain and protect the world by taking the sattva guna as the dominant property. So are you a combination of sattva, rajas and tamas? The answer is no, because pravahasi pade nistrayi gunye shivaya namo namaha. My namaskara to you as Shiva, since you are beyond all the trigunas. You are beyond all the trigunas because you are the very seat of the supreme bliss. And that is how we have got to understand Shiva. So just as a mechanic comes with a toolbox, and then in that toolbox he has got a variety of instruments, and a particular job needs a multitude of instruments. No single job can be done with a single tool. So that is how Shiva will come with a toolbox and then takes the appropriate tool and does sattva, rajas, tamo, whatever demonstration he will do, put all the tools back in his box, closes it and goes. Bahula rajase vishwotpattau bhavaya namo namaha. Prabala tamase tatsamhare haraya namo namaha. Jana sukha krite sattvodriktau mrudaya namo namaha. Pramahasi pade nistrayi gunye shivaya namo namaha. That is how we have got to understand this great Mahadeva. So now next week we will enter into the study of the most important Anuvaka, the eighth Anuvaka, which is Namasomaya.